Have you ever wondered how someone could escape from one of the most secure prisons in the world? How could a man, under constant watch by cameras, alarms, and guards, just vanish into thin air? It was 8:52 p.m. on July 11, 2015. Inside Altiplano, Mexico's top maximum security prison, a man known worldwide as El Chapo sat quietly on his bed. For a moment, everything seemed ordinary. But then, something unbelievable happened. He changed his shoes, walked toward the shower area, and crouched behind a low wall, just out of sight of the cameras. 6 seconds later, he was gone, completely gone. The answer? A hole in the floor, barely 20 inches wide, led to a secret tunnel almost a mile long. It had lights, air circulation, and even a rail system built from a motorcycle. Every detail showed months of careful planning. The tunnel ended in a small house out in a field, the perfect cover for an escape no one thought possible. Think about it, digging an entire underground tunnel beneath a prison without being discovered. How far would someone go to taste freedom? If you enjoy uncovering unbelievable real-world escapes and mysteries, make sure to like this video and subscribe. Stay tuned, because today, we're breaking down one of the boldest prison escapes in history, the genius behind the escape. El Chapo's escape wasn't a complete surprise to those who knew his past. Just a year earlier, he had avoided capture in Culiacan by slipping through hidden underground passageways. For decades, groups in his network had been digging tunnels, starting as far back as the late 1980s. Over time, they became masters of this underground craft, always improving their methods to stay out of sight. In the past 25 years, officials have uncovered more than 180 tunnels running beneath the US-Mexico border. Most of them were small, narrow passages, barely large enough for a person to crawl through. But the network that helped El Chapo was known for creating what experts called supertunnels. These weren't ordinary tunnels. They were enormous, carefully engineered, and extremely advanced. Some cost millions of dollars to construct and came equipped with elevators, lights, air systems, and hidden entrances. A few even stretched as deep as 70 feet underground and were wide enough for people to walk or even ride through. Otay Mesa, the cartel's secret highway. Many of the most advanced tunnels eventually surfaced in Otay Mesa, a busy industrial area in southern San Diego. With its warehouses, strip malls, and constant truck traffic, it provided the perfect cover for hidden underground passageways. On the Mexican side, the entry points were often in Garita de Otay, a commercial district in northern Tijuana. As both regions expanded in the 1990s, new warehouses and shipping centers created even more opportunities to stay out of sight. Trucks, forklifts, and pallets moved non-stop, making it easy for suspicious activity to blend in. Federal agents from multiple U.S. agencies monitor the border closely, and the San Diego Tunnel Task Force uncovers about 2 tunnels a year. Yet most of the people arrested are low-level workers with limited knowledge. The masterminds stay hidden by dividing tasks into separate, isolated groups. The dangerous work of tunnel digging. Constructing one of these massive underground passageways was not only difficult, but also extremely dangerous. Fernando, a teenager only 19 years old, walked into a small pizzeria in Tijuana one afternoon, looking for work. A stranger gave him a number to call, promising a simple job cleaning a store. Hoping to earn an honest living, Fernando followed up. But when he arrived, he realized the truth. It wasn't a store at all, it was a warehouse. In the middle of the floor was a deep hole. He quickly learned that his job was not cleaning, but digging. Walking away wasn't an option. He was warned that if he refused, both he and his family could face consequences. 16 other young men were recruited in similar ways. Most had come from poor, rural towns, all of them desperate for steady income. Their supervisor, who introduced himself only as Carlos, divided the men into rotating shifts. Fernando spent his days underground, returning to sleep on a mattress in the warehouse at night. Using electric tools, the crew chipped away at the soil. Sandbags were hauled up by a makeshift elevator. To avoid collapse, the tunnel was built with a slight arch, and fresh air flowed through long ventilation pipes. Laser pointers guided the path forward. Every strike of the spade carried risk: groundwater, gas, or cave-ins. Still, progress continued, slow but steady. For Fernando, each day of digging was not just work. It was survival. El Chapo's early tunnel innovations. Underground tunnels weren't new, but the ones linked to Sinaloa completely changed the game. In 1989, their first cross-border tunnel connected Agua Prieta, Mexico, to Douglas, Arizona. It featured hidden entrances, reinforced walls, and even hydraulic lifts to safely move items up and down. This was a turning point. For the first time, such tunnels allowed operations to move quietly beneath the border, avoiding traditional inspections. With this innovation, the network expanded faster than ever, moving larger amounts while staying out of sight. It was the beginning of a new and highly advanced underground strategy. The role of key figures. El Chapo relied on skilled professionals to make his underground projects possible. One of the most notable was Felipe de Jesus Corona Verbera, an architect who managed construction, logistics, and even created hidden entrances. At one tunnel in Agua Prieta, for example, turning on a water tap made a billiard table rise, uncovering a secret passage, a design few would ever suspect. These operations were unusually advanced. Shipments from South America could reach Los Angeles with remarkable speed, sometimes faster than regular flights. Within his circle, Guzman gained a reputation for efficiency, earning him the nickname El Rapido, or the Fast One. Tunnels across California. After the first tunnel in Douglas, attention shifted to California. In 1992, a warehouse in Otay Mesa was purchased, becoming the starting point for the first West Coast supertunnel. The location was ideal. The soil was soft enough to dig, but strong enough to support the walls without extra reinforcement. By 1993, Guzman was arrested during a nationwide manhunt after the killing of Cardinal Juan Jesus Posadas Ocampo. Even while he was behind bars, the underground projects continued. The Otay Mesa Tunnel amazed investigators with its design, featuring ventilation, lighting, and smooth concrete floors. Authorities later described it as the Taj Mahal of tunnels for its level of sophistication. Challenges in tunnel detection. Discovering these underground tunnels is a major challenge. While ground-penetrating radar exists, the uneven soil in areas like Otay Mesa produces too much noise, making it difficult to identify hidden spaces. Other technologies, such as motion sensors, satellites, and thermal cameras, often fall short as well. Because of this, U.S. authorities rely more on human intelligence, intercepted communications, and close monitoring of suspicious warehouse activity. The struggle to detect tunnels isn't new. During the Vietnam War, soldiers known as tunnel rats had to physically enter passageways to gather information. Even now, detection remains slow, costly, and dangerous. Technology helps, but human effort and strategy remain essential. Inside the cartel's code, to protect their operations, groups often spoke in code. In 2010, wiretaps revealed that the word shrimp referred to drugs, while project meant a tunnel. Even after authorities intercepted large shipments, construction of new passageways continued. Supertunnels were especially useful for moving bulkier products like marijuana, which could be transported more efficiently this way. Over time, methods kept evolving. When several U.S. states began legalizing marijuana, the network quickly looked for ways to adapt, either by branching into other products or expanding tunnel capacity to maintain profits. Key figures behind supertunnels. A central figure in the tunnel operations was José Sánchez Villalobos, better known by the nickname Quirino. He oversaw construction, storage, and warehouse activity on both sides of the border, making sure everything stayed organized and efficient. To track shipments, unusual code names were used, sometimes as random as Burberry or Donald Duck. Quirino was also cautious about safety. If unfamiliar people came near, work stopped immediately. On one occasion, when a tunnel needed a new exit, he arranged it quickly so progress continued without interruption. Arrests and continuity. In 2012, Quirino was arrested in Guadalajara. Although he had been a key figure, he kept a quiet, low-profile presence. His capture didn't stop the tunnel operations, however. New coordinators stepped in, using smaller shipments and shifting locations to keep projects moving. Some crews even experimented with horizontal drilling machines, similar to those used for pipelines, to create faster underground routes beneath the border. In the Imperial Valley, a few tunnels ended in canals, where divers surfaced with packages while using breathing gear. These examples revealed how adaptable and resourceful the network continued to be, despite constant pressure. Prison ties and conspiracies. Sanchez Villalobos ended up in the same section of Altiplano prison as El Chapo, leading some to believe he may have shared knowledge that helped with the famous escape. The tunnel used in that breakout had many of the same features seen in past supertunnels, including lighting, ventilation, and reinforced walls similar to those found in Otay Mesa. To this day, authorities still debate how it was pulled off, whether through inside assistance, coded messages, or both. The 2015 escape was not only a national embarrassment, but also proof of how carefully organized these underground networks were. The cartel's legacy and impact. Guzman transformed Sinaloa into an international operation, and the tunnels became symbols of that reach. They weren't only passageways for smuggling. They demonstrated planning, creativity, and control. While El Chapo captured the headlines, it was the workers who took the real risks underground, digging for hours under constant threat. Some were caught and jailed, while others disappeared entirely. Even now, supertunnels remain part of the strategy. Designs keep evolving, new technologies are tested, and efforts grow more complex to avoid detection. The story of El Chapo's tunnels is not just about crime, it's about ingenuity, risk, and the extremes people pursue for power. Conclusion: what lies beneath the ground we walk on every day? Beneath busy cities, warehouses, and farmland, an unseen world of tunnels exists, built with danger, hard labor, and remarkable planning. These passageways represent more than smuggling. They reveal stories of risk, survival, and human determination. From El Chapo's daring prison escape to the vast underground routes in Otay Mesa, these projects show how far people will go when money and power are at stake. But the mystery remains. How many tunnels still stretch silently beneath the border? How many will never be discovered, hidden in the shadows underground? If you found this story eye-opening, don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Stay tuned to The Narco Files, where we shine a light on the hidden stories and underground worlds most people never get to see.